Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and this will be another War Machine Battle Report, and it's another one between David and Ryan of the Sherwood Porkers. So this time though, a little bit of a different matchup. David on the right actually has his Bradigus now, so he brought out his circle, but it was actually a red herring because he actually dropped Krueger2 instead. I guess that's also another nice thing doing there, is you threaten with Bradigus and then drop Krueger2, and he counters a lot of the bad matchups. Otherwise, the Legion on the left is going to be running Vayl. Vayl is going to be running a Seraph, Ravagore, Typhon, Scythian. There's a Striders with UA. There's also going to be 2 Forsaken, a Spell Martyr, a Shredder, and the Gobbers. On the right side, we are going to be having Krueger2 running 2 Stalkers, a Gorax, a Rotterhorn, 2 units of the Shrimp. There's also going to be 2 units of Stones, 1 with UA, the Druids with UA, the Wilder, and also the Gallows Grove. Now the scenario here is 1st to 5. There's no kill box. You get 1 for dominating the closed zone, 1 for controlling the far zone, 2 for dominating it, and 1 for destroying the enemy objective. Objectives give fuel and priority, so that's free charges and runs, but you can't dominate if you're within control range of the enemy objective. Now, the Circle player won the initiative and decided to keep that side, and then that means Legion got to go first on the other side. So, they're deploying here. This will be an interesting matchup. Stormwall is really going to cause some issues for the range, but there's a lot of fragile stuff there that can still die, and that combat threat range of Vayl could really get to Krueger if he gets too far up. So, should be a very interesting game. So, Legion is going first. He is putting Leash onto the Ravagore, also slipstreaming it up as Vayl gets up the board. Otherwise, he puts Chiller up onto the Scythian. Next up here, all the Striders are going to move up. They're not going to be within range because of how the Druids not deploy on the line, and so they just kind of reform after. After that, the Ravagore is going to go up, take a shot, get a good scatter, and actually kill that little Druid there. So, first blood, first turn with a little bit of a good scatter. Otherwise, you're going to see the Seraph move up, Typhon kind of holding back. Because, I mean, thanks to the Watcher, Typhon likes to stay back to protect Vayl. Scythian getting nice and up there, and otherwise moving up with the other models. Bellower's actually had to take an Abomination test thanks to the Forsaken, but they pass, and we're over onto the Circle turn now. So Tree getting into position, Druids going up. For the most part, the Druids' clouds are useless against Legion, but there's a few things that they do help against. Say if we're giving your Stalkers stealth so that the Striders can't shoot them, but hey, you know, might as well place them down, right? So he does that, a little bit of counter magic. Getting the spot there, the Shrimp going up. Normally he has a Shrimp, 1 unit on each flank, but he's really going up on the top, for the top zone in this one. Krueger going up, putting up the Stormwall. Arcing through his spell through the tree. It doesn't hit and scatters the wrong way, so not the same lucky scatter. Rotterhorn getting into position. Stones moving up. You're going to see the one Stalker going to the bottom stones. The other Stalker kind of move up. I mean, they're kind of the last wave. I mean, in the bottom, clearly the Stalker is threatening, but in the top, you have those Shrimp that kind of get to do their thing. So now we're back to Legion turn 2. And for my part, I thought this is where he is really going to go after the Shrimp and try and get rid of those guys. But he really wants to go after the Stones. So he lines up his Striders to try and do some combined ranges and take those guys out. Unfortunately, he's going to find out he's within Stormwall range. And so that means only 1 gets to shoot, which it really sucks. Because he rolled like an 11, so he would have actually destroyed it. But bad luck there. Otherwise, they do manage to kill 1 Druid before falling back, but really not the activation he was hoping for. Looking at this, I saw that up at the top, there's a stone you could hit that could kill 4 Shrimp, but he really wants to kill one of the ones at the bottom here. Again, though, he doesn't get to shoot because he gets within the storm wall range, and that just means that he doesn't have the range to shoot. So probably should have drifted somewhere and gone somewhere else, but that's... I guess we just didn't really place one down. Seraph shooting at the top. I believe he kills one shrimp. Bellower's coming over, making their cloud. You know, of course, Krueger2 does have that range assassination, so you have to kind of give that some respect. Scythian going up to the top. And you can kind of see how this is going now, where there's a lot of heavy stuff, a lot of fighting going on the top of the screen, and the bottom is a little bit more lightly contested. I mean, you got the two heavies there, but it seems like there's a lot of focus up at the top of the zone. Top of the table, rather. So now we're going back to the circle side. Circle turn 2, so now we can actually start doing some scoring. And this probably means it's going to be Krueger's feet turn. So some measurements here. Rotterhorn getting its Animus and charging up. He's going to not kill the Strider he went after, but then he does a little shriek, and that kills 3 of the Striders total. So maybe 4, takes a good number of them out. After that, the Druids are going to move up, and they have this evil ability where they can either push or pull with their magic. So they're going to be doing some shots. First one does a Devouring, which scatters, does almost nothing. But then these other ones are going to start pulling the Ravagore closer. And normally you think that'd be suicide to pull a heavy into you, but that's because this is going to allow the Stalker to get into it. So some really big pulls here, like 3 inches. Now it's in a perfect spot for the Stalker to go after. The Wilder went and put Sprint onto it, and now it's going to warp for strength and attack, but it's going to come short. It's going to leave it with 5 boxes, so a little bit unfortunate there. You know, Primal is a possibility here, but again, if you Primal, you're going to Frenzy, so you always want to not do that unless you really need it. So since he didn't kill anything, he did not get to sprint anywhere. Stone's getting back up, so there can be porting again if they survive. And then Krueger is actually going to charge the Ravagore to finish the job himself. So he's going to charge in, do the last 5 points to kill the Ravagore, and now pop that feat. And that thing is deadly. I believe it actually catches everything in the Legion army. So they're pushed back, they're going to be minus speed, and so now there's going to be very limited amount of work they can do. Plus, now there's nothing in that bottom zone. So that's a pretty big deal. He also had sprint on himself, so he sprints down into that bottom zone. Otherwise, other units just moving up, like the Gorax, Shrimp going up to start shooting at the Seraph. But unfortunately, that high defense was a bit of an issue for them, so not much damage there, a little bit. Again, then the other Shrimp moving up, they're going to be shooting at the Scythian. And again, a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. Right now, just kind of picking at it, starting to get that initial damage done. Stone's moving up, trying to get to a good position there. Stalker trying to get to a good counter position. And now we realize he was within priority range, so he didn't actually score. So a little bit of wasted effort there at the bottom. You know, if he would have been able to move a little bit farther down, out of range. But anyway, on to Legion, turn 3. Legion's going to move up their Spell Martyr, and this is where Rampager comes in. Rampager, awesome spell. So up is going to move Vayl, leashing the Typhon even closer. I believe maybe there's Slipstream as well involved. But anyway, he's going to Rampager that Stalker up and backwards, which is going to allow Typhon to aim and spray him in the back. And I'll say right now that he gets some pretty good damage rolls and takes down the Stalker. So that's a pretty huge swing in attrition. Losing that heavy now really makes it to the bottom of the board. There's not a lot that Circle has going for them. So that's going to make it very hard for Krueger. He's going to probably have to get away. The sprays did do a little bit of damage to his own objective as well, but not that big of a deal. Had it been destroyed, he would have allowed a score. But anyway, the Angelius is going to slipstream up the Scythian and do some shots onto the Shrimp there. That Slipstream is going to allow the Scythian to be able to walk up to the Rotterhorn and kill that guy. So nice to have that guy off the table. And then past that, it's really just the Striders going up. They're going to try and kill off a few more Druids so that, you know, they can stop pulling and doing all that mean stuff. Stormwall was not up this turn, so, I mean, with the Ravagore gone, he's a little bit less scared, but a couple of Druids down, Gubbers make some smoke. Shredder and the Forsakens move up, the Forsaken making sure to toe into the top zone, and now we're going to be back to circle, and they're starting to shoot up those heavies. So they're starting to shoot up that Seraph to begin with. And again, I mean, it's not super high damage, but it all adds up. And the Seraph goes down. So there's that little bit of a swing again for the heavies going either way. The Stalker is going to get teleported over after it has Sprint put onto it from the Wilder. It's going to go after the Scythian, which was already softened up by the Shrimp. So it's able to now take down the Scythian as well. And now that's huge. That is now 3 of the 4 Legion heavies down. The Stalker sprinting down and away. Now the Druids moving up to kind of get in the way and try and shoot down more of these Striders and stuff. So they're able to shoot down 3 of those Striders. Sorry, I believe that was actually a Devouring, or Devour, whatever that spell is that killed those guys. So really, Legion losing a lot of pieces here, kind of looking in a very bad spot. Krueger trying to figure out what to do. Without that objective being destroyed, he can't really do anything in that zone. And with the one stone being destroyed from the bottom ones, those 2 stones are just going to stay there and contest the bottom zone anyway. So he just really moves back, TKs over the Stalker even more. Now we're back to Legion. Legion, Bellower's going up, doing their little cloud there, of course, and now he has to be really careful what he does. He has not a lot of pieces, and the biggest thing going for Circle is they have all those Shrimp still, and they can do a lot of damage when there's not many things they're up against. So Vayl is going to go here. She really needs to take out this other Stalker. Could have done Rampager, but he does this other spell instead, Malice or whatever it was, doing a little bit of damage there. Also bringing over with Leash with the Typhon. Typhon now planning to go up and spray to hopefully kill those Druids and the Stalker in the back. A little bit positioning because of reach, having to get it right, but he gets the right spot. Starts to do his spray, and that's going to kill off the Stalker and at least one of the Druids. I can't remember if the second Druid dies too. Actually, I think it doesn't. But either way, that's another heavy down, so some really big swings and attrition here, but still I feel that the Circle is in the advantage because even though they don't have any heavies left, they have all those Shrimp and they're in a very good spot for the scenario. You have an objective that's almost destroyed and you have almost nothing in the top. So she pops feet with Vayl, and so they get to kind of move where they were to the bottom. And now the Circle is going to go, and these Shrimp are going to make sure this Forsaken dies. The Forsaken really could not get a lot of work done because it only had 3 Fury on it. And after some shots, it's gone. So all of a sudden, he can now score on the top. The last little guy there, the the Druid UA comes over, does the Devouring, actually kills the Gobber Bellower crew. And otherwise, the other Shrimp come up. They're going to shoot and destroy the objective, which is going to score them 1 point there. Krueger is going to run to the top zone to dominate after he puts a few things in the bottom zone just to contest. You have the Gorax, which is going to run to the top zone just to get up there and away. It's his last beast, so he kind of want to keep it alive. Stone's getting away. Krueger runs up, dominates, and it is 3-0 for Circle. So in this position here, he really needs to get either something in the zone to stop him, so he could trample up the Typhon, but then just get TK'd out. So he really just has to go for the assassination. Now, his only transfer target is the Gorax, so if he kills the Gorax, then he can kill off Krueger. So that's going to be his plan. He's going to be trying to do as much damage to the Gorax as possible, so that hopefully the first Typhon spray will kill it, and then between that and the other sprays, be able to kill Krueger. So first, the Striders go up, and they get some really good damage, and they do that there. Vayl's going to come up, and she is going to whiff horribly. She casts 2 spells that both miss. Last one hits and does a lot of damage, but then the worst thing here, between the Stone and the Strider, he actually blocked Typhon, so Typhon can't even get through to finish the job, and that's the game. We do kind of roll it out to see what happened. He would have killed the Gorax, and then missed with the last spray to not kill Krueger, but a really close end finish here, with Circle winning it by scenario. Very good game, a lot of back and forth. I think early on the shrimp really need to be more of the target to take them down, because it was really them picking away and killing those heavies and the objective that swung the game. But, you know, you can't really ignore those stalkers either. So, a very enjoyable game for me to watch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it too, and we'll catch you later. Bye.